Good morning, guys. Rainy, cloudy day. That's okay because that kind of mirrors what my disposition is. Maybe it's because I haven't slept in 3 days. I think I have COVID. And then there's issues going on with Hannah at school. Nothing to do with Hannah herself. She's doing great. She has, amazing marks. She's an amazing kid. She's really coming out of her shell down there. We're going to touch on that in a minute. But then I get up this morning and I have a coffee and I go through the comments from the last video, which was a simple outing with Gerald, shooting cameras in a local garden, and then an afternoon of shooting the car show with Gerald, testing out a couple different lenses that Gerald doesn't like to use. Right? I'm spicing up Gerald's life, having fun and doing photography. And the two comments I get that, they're just minor comments, guys, but I'm going to touch on it because I need to let you know, I really don't care if you don't like the music in my video. If I cared whether or not you like the music for my next video, I would ask you before I ever created the video. Have I ever asked you guys to tell me what music I should use in the next video? No. I haven't. So therefore, don't feel the need to tell me that the music in the video sucks. Okay, there are a million genres out there, and if you guys know anything about me, we're gonna do a million things on this channel, and that includes using different music, okay? We don't just cater to 80-year-olds on this channel. If there's a little bit of hip-hop or something thrown in there, guess what? We're gonna go after the 20-year-olds, and that's my prerogative. The second comment was, these videos are turning into ads for cameras. Well, in order for that to be true, I would have to try to sell you something. I would have to try to make money off of you. I would have to ask you for money. The video would contain an ad, a sponsored ad, or be an ad. None of those things are true. So, if you guys feel the need to comment and you can't encourage what I do, you don't have to like everything I do. Because we do so many genres, I understand that. And I tried to cater to you guys by splitting things into multiple channels. You know what that did? That wrecked all the momentum that I had after 10 years of working on YouTube. So now, the channel doesn't grow. It stopped growing. The channel's, you might get 100 people in a month subscribe to the channel. So, I think I know better than you guys when it comes to YouTube, to be honest. And all these people that comment, not one of them has any videos on their own channel, maybe 2 followers, them and their wife or their kid, but they know better than the guy who's been doing it for 13 years. And you know what? I've been nice and polite and I don't mention it, and I try to read the comments and be part of the community and foster the community. Yes, I'm the leader of this community because I created it and I put everything out there. I share everything in my life with you guys. So yes, I am leading this community, whether you like it or not. If you don't, go on, move along. I guess it's just such a sad state of affairs that the world is in, and I'm gonna lead into that from, this YouTube rant. It's hard enough to keep doing YouTube to stay interested when the damn thing doesn't even pay for itself. And not everybody, oh, Gary's got lots of money. Yeah, Gary worked damn hard for 30 years of his life before he started doing this. And that has nothing to do with this. If you're a smart person and you want to do this and have it pay for itself, all of the hobbies and everything, there's nothing wrong with that. Running the YouTube as a self-sustaining business that allows me to do all of the great adventures I want to do and share them, there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of you guys get it. And I love the core group of you guys. There's probably 200 of you that comment all the time, that thumbs up all the time, that actually donate a couple bucks to the channel every month. And without you guys, the channel wouldn't have any income because YouTube sucks. You spend 8 hours making a video and you make $7 on it. So tell me that I'm doing this for the money, okay? Well, I never ask you guys ever, hardly ever, to thumbs up a video. When I do, 100 of you guys come out of the woodworks and thumb up the video. Why can't you just do that on your own? It's getting harder and harder every year to keep doing this and stay creatively fresh, interested, and wanting to share. I can go out and do these adventures without filming everything. I just simply enjoy sharing. That's why I do it. I want to have this community, and I want to have that feedback, and I want to read my own damn comments without having stupid people saying that the music sucked and that I'm trying to sell them a camera when that's an absurd statement. There was nothing in the last video where we tried to sell you anything. So, you know, and these people as well have never donated $1 to any YouTube channel, not just mine, I guarantee you. Any freaking YouTube channel, because they want to watch everything for free and do everything. You know, I don't watch cable, I watch YouTube. Well, all these YouTube people are working just as damn hard as the cable company, and we're not making a thing off of it. And it's not all about the money. It's not. But you know what? If you haven't donated and supported and helped COVID, these channels stay alive and interested in, you know, supporting them and keeping them interested in being creative and doing what they do, then keep your mouth shut. Simply watch, and if you don't like it, move on. And if you like it, you know, smart, intelligent, kind people lift the creators up whether they like the video or not. Hey Gary, great video. Thanks for the photos, Gary. Thanks for the outing, Gary. Thanks for thinking of us, Gary, even if we didn't like the video. We shouldn't have to tell you that. This just goes back to when I was a kid. 1976 I was born, so I'm an 80s child, okay? What I need and what this country needs and what your country needs are people that raised us back in those days. The teachers, the strong leaders that we had in the community, they're all missing now. They're gone. Where did they go? I don't know. And I'm not getting into politics here, but let me just lead into this whole thing with Hannah. You know, every little town in Northern Ontario, I live in Ontario, Canada. If you haven't got that part, then let's clarify. Ontario, Canada. There are thousands of little cities and towns in Ontario. I live in Northern Ontario, and we have an epidemic of homeless people and drug users and streetwalkers that we never had when I was a kid. That's just a small part of the problem of what's going on here. But it's not being addressed. It's not being addressed by anybody. All of these issues that we have with safety and garbage. Let me just break it down and I'll tell you where this is coming from. I took Hannah back down to Trent University, which my wife went to 28 years ago. We lived beside the sorority house that Hannah now lives in. Literally one house over. We rented a room upstairs for 4 years. And I thought, great, we're bringing Hannah down to the school. I'm going to get out of the truck. I'm going to go over there and check out the old apartment. I got out and I walked down the street and I was appalled. There were sewage lines running from the campus down the hill. Peterborough is a city that's built on drumlins, ancient glacial activity, a lot of hills up and down. And the sorority house is at the top of a hill, London Hill. London and Stewart is where the street we used to live on. And it's at the peak of a hill. Well, coming off the peak of that hill, there's the campus beside it. All the sewage lines are running above ground, and all the sidewalks are tore up going down this great big hill in both directions with sewage lines above ground running into the sewers. Garbage everywhere. I poked my head in the bushes around the place we used to rent. I counted 20 big black garbage bags in the woods. Coffee cups and everyday litter just strewn all over the place. So it just kind of shows the state of what this town has fallen into, that they've got all these issues that are not being addressed. The sewage issue has been there for months, I can tell, okay? I worked environment, I know job sites, I can tell they ripped that pavement up 6 months ago and haven't done anything with it. They don't have the money, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's just a terrible state. We get there and there's nobody to greet us to bring Hannah's stuff in to the school. We have to park a block away to carry a full truckload, including fridges, and I'm not the only guy. I saw a dozen other dads carrying fridges a block and a half to these rooms for these kids. So that was our first introduction, was that, you know, it was just really poorly set up. The parking lot's a mess. There's great big heaves to get in and out. Hannah's Mazda is bottoming out. She can't get in or out. There's about 10 parking spots there with one light, and then there's a parking spot up above. I didn't look at the parking spot up above. I'll tell you guys, I have serious concerns about the security around that school because Hannah's car got broken into within the first week of her being there. Okay, that happens. However, this person defecated in the car, urinated in the car, stole everything out of the car, slept in the car because the headrest was raised up. Detective Gary is on the case. You can't tell me that this guy feels threatened in any way, that he has to move along after he breaks into the car and steals everything. No, he takes his time. He stays there for 8 hours and does whatever the hell he wants because there are no cameras, no lights, and I am calling the school out on this. My wife and I are in the midst of writing a very complex, well thought out written letter to state, this is not acceptable. What is the next step from people breaking into cars? If you are of that mindset that you can crap and piss in somebody's car and this is just a normal thing for you, how far is it, how much further is it for you to mug, rape, abduct one of these young teen girls or whoever because it's dark and you feel you can do whatever you want there? There's no issues about worrying about security, obviously. So, and why I'm bringing up that rant is because yesterday we get a call in the afternoon from Hannah that her bus, she left her car at the school at her sorority house and took the bus up to the main campus. It was an hour and something late, an hour and a half late, because there was a shooting. And we were like, oh my God, my wife and I are freaking out. Was there a shooting on campus? Nope, there wasn't a shooting on campus, but there was a shooting downtown. So my wife starts Googling. Apparently there have been 4 shooting deaths in the downtown Peterborough area in the last 5 months. So again, this just all leads into this state of what are all these little towns and municipalities becoming? We're not even protecting ourselves from this epidemic of homeless. There's a whole section in that town that people just warned us, don't go there. We have the encampments here in town. And crime has gone up here as well. I mean, I don't have statistics. I try not to look too hard at it. What do we do about it? I don't know. But it's epidemic all across Ontario, all across Canada. Drug users who are relying on these methadone clinics and homelessness. And yes, you guys can argue that some crime is just happening randomly, but it's all tied together, guys. 40 years ago, that would have been quashed on day one. The sheriff would have, pack your bags, you're going to prison for 8 months until you straighten out. The state in which we live in, it's not what it was 40 years ago, and I don't know how we fix it. I guess I am now one of these community leaders, or have to become one of these community leaders. Keep waiting for someone else to do it, and they're not doing it. And I know this is a long rant, and I'm sorry, guys, but it goes further from there. There was another incident at the school, so we got a call last night at 11:30. I guess there was an incident at the school which they had to move the kids out, ship them to a hotel for the night. I don't want to get into it. I know what it was. It was not an external threat, so it wasn't anything like that. But again, it's something that needs to be addressed with the school. It's a very sad thing. I'm sure most of you can tell what it was, but you just pile this up onto, that's the second call we got in one day from Hannah saying, hey, something is going on. She didn't know what was going on last night. I had to call the school at 11:30, and by the time 12:30 rolled around, I finally had some answers as to what was going on, because the wife and I had heard about this shooting. We thought, oh, this is all related. It's not. Hannah's fine. Hannah's safe. But I'll tell you, you raise your babies and you send them off and you trust these corporate entity is what the university now is. It's all about money. We bought Hannah the food plan that she has to use while she's there living on campus, and she's off the main campus, like I say, downtown. Well, guess what? Friday to Sunday, they don't have food services in her building. She has to get in the car or on the bus, go 8 kilometers up to the main campus to get her meals 3 times a day. What is going on? That makes no sense to me. Why can the school not afford to hire a cook and an assistant and a cleaner for the weekend to keep these kids fed on the weekends? Well, they can use their Trent cards downtown if they want. Yeah, so they can go buy fries and a burger every night on the weekend at these restaurants. Like, it's just, guys, I don't know how to address it. It's all stressing me out. The whole YouTube thing was this morning. I just don't care enough anymore. There are more important things to care about than the YouTube, and whether you like the music on my video or not. And it's frustrating me, the whole state of this world. The majority of people are not nice and kind to their neighbors, and uplifting and inspiring frustrates the hell out of me. My wife and I are starting with a strongly worded letter. We're going to be sending it to the school. I'm going to be sending another letter to the mayor's office down there asking, what's going on with all these shootings and things that are going on down there. And I think and I hope that all these other parents are on this and follow up and do the same thing. You worry about your kids. You do your best to raise them and get them off to that point where they're in school, in a way, living on their own, learning all these lessons which need to be learned. Why I'm saying this too is because we asked for the security footage, or them to go over the security footage for her car. Oh, well, there's probably nothing on there. They never got back to us. The police did follow up, and they asked for the list of places that they used Hannah's bank card at. So they are obviously following up, and I hope they do catch this guy, because here's the state of it, guys. I tell a few of my friends, They actually laughed when I said, oh, the guy took a shit in Hannah's back seat. That's not funny to me. I don't care if it's your kid's car or my kid's car. That's not funny. I don't find anything funny about that. And I guess that's the problem with society today, is that, that's a good one, that's funny. No, it's not, it's criminal. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out on this rant, guys. And if you're lucky, maybe I'll make another video this week. Maybe if you're really super lucky, you'll even like the music in it. Thanks for watching.